Welcome to our Jackson home, front porch discussions without the front porch. I'm here as always, joined by my partner on the mic, Mr. Luke Pruitt. How you doing, Luke?
What's up, Jim?
Yes, you said last podcast that it's a coffee and donuts morning, and this is later on. Is it officially winter yet, or is it still fall?
We're moving there. It's still fall.
But there's a definite chill in the air, and this got me thinking about an old story that I'm going to share with you guys. But first, I'd like to introduce our guest. They say a picture is worth 1,000 words, but have you ever wanted to meet the man behind the camera?
We have wanted to meet that man.
And we got him today, Mr. Kenneth Michael Cummings. Welcome to the studio.
What's going on, everyone? How you doing, Jackson home?
Yes, and so what's your official title there at the Jackson Sun?
Just staff photographer at Jackson Sun. Been there for 5 years, so just
cool. So I'm going to share this story with you guys because I think it's a cool story. Have you ever heard of how coffee was created?
I've never heard how coffee.
And you enjoy coffee, right?
I love coffee.
Who doesn't enjoy coffee?
I actually just switched from adding cream to going just straight black.
Wow.
Oh my
gosh. He's made the move.
Well, anyway, down in Ethiopia, they have a lot of goat farmers down there. And there was this goat farmer who was, I don't know what you call it, shepherding, herding. Sure. Anyway, he wanted to camp for the night. So he and his goats found this hill, and there was a bunch of these strange bushes down at the bottom of the hill. And he thought, well, no big deal. They're grazing on them, they're eating them, so I'm not going to worry about it. So about 2 hours later, the goats start going ballistic. They start hopping around and going, and he's like, oh my gosh, the beans are poisonous, so I'm going to have to get rid of these beans before my goats die. So he sets fire to the shrubs, and they put off this very, very pleasing aroma. So what did he decide to do? He says, well, I'm gonna see if I can make a drink from this. So he grabs some beans, grinds them, crushes them, and coffee is born, which is why even to this day, you can go down to an Ethiopian coffee shop and you'll see either in a painting or in a wood carving a dancing goat in front of the coffee shop.
Kenneth, do you believe this story?
I'm going to have to go check out some coffee shops to see if I see dancing goats. Now, if I start seeing them, I'm going to be like, you know what? He was right.
Yeah, so don't let anyone tell you that coffee comes from Arabia or whatever they have to say. Coffee was born in Ethiopia.
We do have an Ethiopian coffee shop here in town. Maybe
we
should
do.
plug that real quick before we get the interview started.
I've been there before.
What's the name of that coffee shop?
I think it's Bishop's Beard. Is that right?
Yes, Bishop's Beard. Oh yeah. If you go in there, you can get free samples of coffee. Yeah, you can get your coffee fix for the day.
Casey Jones Village. Go visit them. Yeah. All right, let's get this started.
All right. First question. You have a website called Kenneth Cummings Photography, and I went there and just checked it out. And your work, I just got to say, is amazing.
I appreciate it.
And you talk about when you were a kid manning the VHS camera at your church, and you were really, you still are really into video. But when you, later on in 2002, you made the transition from video to still photography. Now, what attracted you to working with still photography over video?
Well, it's a funny story. In 2002, in summer, I went to a prep school, Phillips Exeter Academy, and I wanted to be an architect. It's crazy. But a friend of mine took a photography class, and I asked her, hey, let me see your camera. I took a photo of a building, and I loved it. And I was like, I could do this.
Wow.
So when I got back to school, I was in the 10th grade. When I got back to school, I joined the Teen Appeal. I'm from Memphis. There's a newspaper for the high schools. It's called the Teen Appeal. I joined it as a photographer. From then on, I just loved photography from that point on. And I joined the yearbook staff, and from there just stepped up and up and up from there.
Wow.
It was an interesting transition. And that's a story I tell anybody who asks me. I mean, if you ask anybody that knows me, how did Kenny go from video to photography, they'll probably tell you that 2002 story. That's the only one I tell, and I try to stay consistent with it because that's the truth.
Yeah. So your inspiration was a photo of a building.
A photo of a building.
What then What are your favorite things to photograph? Are you a fan of inanimate objects? You like people, action?
Give me a camera and I'll shoot it. I enjoy everything. To me, photography, it's that moment that you capture something and it may never happen again. So I want to be that person that makes people remember, hey, this happened on this day. I don't think this will ever happen again. I want to get to that point, and I want to continue to keep doing that. But I would have to say anything that, isn't posed. I mean, I like portraits. I like doing pose stuff, but something that will more than likely not happen again, I want to be able to capture that. So
that should really go on your business card if you don't have one already. Give me a camera and I'll shoot it.
give me a camera and I'll shoot it.
I love that.
That'll sell in West Tennessee too,
yeah.
right to bear arms and photograph.
Exactly.
Now, you also mentioned in your website, you knew at an early age that photography was God's route for you. Now, we're really big on faith and fellowship and community here at our Jackson home. Tell us a bit more about how you realized maybe God was speaking to you and saying, this is the route I have for your life.
Well, again, it was, the fact that, capturing something that will last forever, it gets to people's hearts and minds. It makes them smile. Oh, my God, you captured this moment. Thank you so much. Or someone who doesn't think they are, attractive or pretty.
Right.
I capture them. They love it. They're a lot of people go to Photoshop and doctor up. I try my best not to do too much doctoring up on pictures. I'll maybe enhance the color, make it a little brighter. But as far as erasing blemishes and stuff like that,
You're talking more of restoration rather than,
and, I try to keep that person in that picture.
And he makes a real interesting point, Luke, because we've all seen them. You raise up a camera, video or otherwise, and they're like, no, and they're covering their face, but no one looks at a photograph and says, I regret, they may regret their DMV photo, but they always look at old photographs and saying, I remember that moment. Yeah. I remember that reunion. Do you remember when you were that little? Mm-hmm. Everyone loves photographs, but some people don't like having photographs taken, which is have you ever been in that position where someone says, no, I don't want a photograph?
Oh, plenty of times. I've had people say, no, I don't want it. I'd be like, come on. And they, all right. And I take it and I say, can I see it? Sure. They see it and I'm like, oh, wow. This is great. Can you take 20 pounds off me? But most of the times they look at it and it's thank you, or this looks great. I can't believe you captured me like this. Stuff like that.
Well, that's the reason I first became a huge fan of Kenneth's work. Is he's a journalist, works for the Jackson Sun, but it's obvious there is an artistic impression in everything you do, and really love that about your work. When we come back from break, we'll talk a little bit about your journey into and through journalism and the tensions between art and journalistic coverage and more. So we're here this morning with Kenneth Cummings on Halloween at our Jackson home.
Where do real men go when they need a haircut, shave, styling, shampoo, or a bit of color for those gray hairs while enjoying a complimentary beverage? They go to the Man Cave by Kristen Green. The Man Cave specializes in haircuts for men and boys and is located at 100 Federal Drive, number 1 in Jackson, Tennessee, between Special Effects Salon and the Office Lounge inside the House of Hair. Give them a call at 731-300-4070 or find out more at www.greenmancave.com. The Man Cave, where real men get their hair done.
Welcome back to our Jackson home. We're here with Kenneth Michael Cummings, photographer for the Jackson Sun newspaper. We hope you've all had a happy Halloween. For us, it's still in the midst of happening, but you're probably going to hear this podcast a little bit later. We hope you've had a happy Halloween. Did you egg?
Safe.
Yes. Did you egg people's houses?
TP.
Did you kick in pumpkins? Why? Because that's not being civic. That's not being a responsible civilian.
I was trying to sound like a wolf, but I think that was more sirenish, wasn't it?
Yeah, you
look
need to
out the
work on
window.
your
Sound
wolf.
effects is where.
There you
Oh,
go.
That's a wolf.
that was
A wolf and a siren. Now, I think our guest, I'm not sure what Halloween costumes he wore in the past, but now he wears the real costume of being a journalist, a photojournalist. And could you tell us what a normal day, average day is like as a photojournalist for working with a paper like the Jackson Sun in a town like Jackson, Tennessee?
I get to see the same people almost every day, but I mean it's fun. I enjoy it. I'm on the road, most of my day. Average day, get up, get my assignments, go to them, stay for, depending on what the assignment is, stay for about an hour, hour and a half, go back to the office or go to my next assignment.
So you literally don't know what you're going to do.
I won't know what I'm going to do until the night, like today. I won't know next day I'll work, which will be Tuesday. I won't know what I'll be doing until maybe Monday.
Oh,
So,
yeah. That
yeah.
definitely beats, go in, do the same thing day in after day
Yeah.
after day after day.
I mean, I do the same thing day after day after day, which is take the pictures, but different places. And I enjoy, we cover 13 counties. I enjoy going to different places. And it's weird. Sometimes I even take different routes to get to these places to just, see what I can see if there's something different.
What are some of the counties you cover?
Oh, it's most of the counties here in West Tennessee up to the river. There's Gibson, Chester County, Henderson County.
Do you do Benton and Humphreys?
We don't do Benton or Humphreys unless there's something huge that we could get out there. We don't go to Shelby, of course, because that county it's a county of its own.
Right.
But the 13 counties we cover, I believe I've been to all 13, even if it's just for a short moment. But that's my average day. It's a lot of driving. But I enjoy it, and my enjoyment for it keeps me moving, keeps me going.
What was your journey to get to the Sun? What
Oh,
were the
yeah, I
jobs
remember the
leading up
journey.
to
Well, it started in college. I went to Tennessee State in Nashville. Go Tigers, TSU.
it? Yeah.
Graduated, didn't have a job at that moment. I'm gonna get to how I got this job. Got back to Memphis. I was unemployed for a while. Got a job at a call center. I won't name the names, but it was a call center. It was that whole getting up, going to work, do the same thing, go home, get up, do the same thing, go home. And I quit because, I was talking to one of my friends. His name is Markevius Faulkner. He's a gospel singer. What's up, Markevius? And he told me, man, sometimes you just got to step out on faith. And I did that. But, I stepped out, but I was unemployed for a couple months. Didn't have anything, wasn't getting any money. I would do a little work on the side, photography. And then all of a sudden I got a phone call from my boss, Steve Kaufman, saying, hey, can you send us some more references and, stuff like that. I did. And at that moment, once he called me, I started looking for apartments here in Jackson. Didn't have a job, didn't have an interview. But I was like, God, I'm stepping out on faith. I'm believing you that this is going to be my job. So I started looking for apartments at that moment. That was in maybe November or December. I didn't get the job until March. So I already knew where I wanted to stay, even though I didn't have the job.
Yeah.
So, and I also tell people I do not even remember applying for the Jackson Sun. So that's my journey of getting here. Been here for 4 years, 8 months now.
Wow.
Love it.
What's been one of your favorite assignments that you've gotten to do since being with the Sun?
Well, one of the main assignments I love every year, of course, is Miss Tennessee pageant. I enjoy.
Your Twitter account was awesome during that, by the way.
I love the Miss Tennessee pageant. The whole week, actually, going to the luncheons, getting to meet them firsthand, and then, during the show, the production of the show was amazing. I enjoy going to state tournaments, basketball, football, all of that. I truly enjoy that. It's I have so many assignments. I really can't say what my favorite is, but I'll say is anytime I go work with students, elementary school kids, that's sometimes my favorite because I love their freedom when they're running around. One of my first assignments here, I'll never forget, was a tricycle race. These kids, it was at Arlington Elementary. Kids got out, they had their tricycles for a day, and they would race around the parking lot. And those kids just had the time of their life. And that was, I believe, when I first started, that was my favorite. And of course, breaking news stuff. It's just the adrenaline rush for the breaking news. But so much, just photography is my favorite. It doesn't matter what it is. So.
Yeah.
I love how you mentioned the kids and the tricycles and how you just stepped out on faith. The Bible talks about having the faith of a child. Yeah. And I think you demonstrated that. I'm sure you had people saying, well, why do you have anything yet? What are you doing? What are you doing? And you just, it's hard to explain the tugging of God because it's for no one else's heart but yours.
That's true.
And you can really see that in a kid's eye. The kid is not worried about what may happen 20 years from now. The kid forgets little Bobby who punched him in the back 15 minutes ago. The kid lives in the moment, and he's just enjoying the moment. And I think there's a deep lesson in there for everybody. Not to race tricycles.
Right.
Because
that was the lesson I was taking.
Yes, we would crush them. But sometimes you have to, as you were saying, keep the faith. You don't have to explain why you're faithful, that something will happen, like you're getting a position in a job that you want. You're just trusting. Yes. A good friend of mine quoted saying, God is rarely on time in our perspective, but he's never, ever late.
Ever late.
And I'd like to go back to a question we sort of implied on the first segment, where you switched over to still photography and video. You still do video, and you've got an awesome YouTube channel. Because a lot of people, if they put photographs on their YouTube channel, they'll just have show a photograph, they'll have a video transition or a white, maybe something fancy. But you go beyond the board. You're doing color correction, color shifting, and there's this one video that I watched maybe 9 times when I first saw it. It's called Kicking It. You and your friends, there's this... what is that big? It's not a punching bag.
It's a punching bag.
Oh, it's just a larger one, like an Everlast punching bag.
Heavy bag.
Heavy bag, yeah. And you and your friends are beating the snot out of this thing. Some of them are in midair doing a Bruce Lee kick, and some people are putting a fist up. And you have the song, I'm not sure if it's Orff or whoever composed it, but it's Orfo doing the Andy Sunday Sun and then going in the background, and there's color changes going on, and you've adjusted the photographs to where it looks like someone's sliding in, but it's a still photograph. And if you happen to go see this, viewers, 2 things I want you to keep in mind. The fact that it's all photographs, but it looks like actual motion is happening. And everything's crystal clear. If you've ever taken a photograph where someone's moving or kicking, part of it's always blurry, but these are crystal clear. It's like you were actually able to raise your hand like a Jedi Master and stop these people in midair. That's a skill, that's an art. Yeah. So I just want to ask the question, what are some of the techniques that you as a photographer use to draw the eyes of a reader?
Well, that video, first of all, was, it was spur of the moment. It was at TSU. A couple of my friends worked for the newspaper. It was one night, late nights in the newspaper office at college. And we went downstairs. I was the first one to do it. I was like, and when I did a high kick on the thing, I was like, it would be a cool picture to get. And I did it. I asked my friends, y'all come on down. And we all decided to kick, and I was like, you know what? Let's make some pictures of this. Everybody, they would run up. I would get the shot. Everybody would do it. And I decided, hey, let me put something cool behind this. And it was all done in Movie Maker, of all things. That was back in, before I knew how to do, the new Adobe or anything like that. But I just got down low, shot up, they would come across. It would take a couple takes, of course, and that's one of the good things about digital photography. You can look at it, erase it, do it again. It was just a fun night. Shout out to all my friends at TSU who were a part of that. Techniques to let people just, one of my main things I try to tell people who, ask me about photography, never, or you can, but don't always do straightforward. Get low, get high, stand on top of a bus like I've done before. Crawl, get a shot from below, make people look tall. Rule of thirds, not always in the middle, put someone on the side. It took me a while to get that. Let me put this, I only took one photography class. Most of my training came from internships. I interned with Commercial Appeal. Shout out to the photographers there. Nikki Boardman, she was my mentor, and I still talk to her. She keeps me, she helps me with photography. But learning it, just continuing to shoot, every day. My camera's with me all the time. My friends say it's like a third arm. So, it's like my Ninja Turtle shell.
Now, are you working in all digital now, or do you still at times go back to regular
all
film?
Digital. I started in film back in 2002. We had the little wind-up cameras, point and shoot, but I'm all digital now. I've never been in the dark room. I consider film a challenge because that's, it's film. That's it. You got the picture. You have to hope that it comes out right. I have a couple, shots back when I was in high school. I took, some film shots, and they came out good, and that just helped me.
Yeah, from a historical perspective, this history of photography, I always got to shout outs to the first photographers because they've got to open that shutter and be there for like 20 minutes. And don't move. Don't move. That's why in all old-timey photographs, you never see people smiling.
Yeah.
Because they start out smiling, it's like, it's been 20 minutes. Okay, I'm just gonna relax, and then poof.
Finally.
Yes.
Do you like the immediacy of where we are with technology? Is that a huge advantage?
I do. Just the fact that you can get a picture and get it out right at that moment. I use, for some of our assignments, breaking news, I have, throw this out there, I have a little Wi-Fi card that you can put in your camera, take the picture, it goes straight to your phone, send it right away. So we've done that a couple times at the office. And
now, I'm not sure if you do this, but do you do the Jimmy Olsen thing where you get on a scene and they say, wait a minute, and it says, I'm with the sun, and show them like a car? I just think it'd be cool to do that.
It depends on where I am. I've, again, been here for, I'm in my 5th year, and some places I can just walk in without my press pass, and they automatically know, hey, there's Kenny.
Right.
I've had people say, Kenny, I hope it's you that comes out, or when I show up, Kenny, we're glad it's you. It's that's something else that allows me to continue to keep going. People tell me, Kenny, we love your work. Kenny, we want you to be the photographer to come out. And I tell them, if I'm the person at work, and I'll, be out there.
And something I feel I should ask here. I mean, you talked about the fun stuff of being a photographer, but sometimes if you're ever called to shoot something uncomfortable, like something bad happens to someone, an accident or whatnot, how do you detach yourself from the bad stuff that's going on to take the photograph?
I just remember that everybody has to do a job. I just remember that I have to do my job. Police officers have to do the same thing. They go in and see a dead body on the ground. They have to do their job. For me, I know I have to do my job. I detach myself, but then I'm human. I go back the next day or once I'm done and realize, man, I can't believe this is happening. A child has been shot, or this person was in a car wreck, or this person did this, or this person did that. It hits me once I'm done. I just know I have to do what I need to do to get the job done for the paper. I'm not doing it to be a, hard-hearted person. I'm doing it to, if it's somebody who was in a car wreck who didn't wear their seatbelt, my mind is get these shots to remind people, hey, I'm sad this person had to die, but y'all need to wear your seatbelts or stuff like that. It's
so there's an advocate role to your job.
Yes, it really is.
Do you feel a tension as an artist in journalism? Is it? Do you feel like you're able to fully express yourself through taking photography in the job, or is it nice to be able to do things outside of it? Where is that with media?
Our boss, he allows us to, just do what you need to do. Get your shots. We'll look at them when we come back, make sure they're nothing that's too bad. But, he allows us to express ourselves. He allows us to go out, find stuff that we like, shoot it, post it online, put it in the paper. And I enjoy, I'm glad that he allows us to have that. He's not, you have to get this picture at this place.
As a subscriber, I've felt that. I mean, this year it really feels like y'all are using online media well. I've been extremely impressed with the Sun's coverage of day in, day out events in the city and the way y'all have expressed yourself. You've done great work. Our closing question in this segment: in 2007, you went to Japan and South Korea, right? What was it like shooting over there?
Oh, it was. Oh man, compared to being here in the States, it was slow motion. Like, it was a lot less stress. Like, when I was over there, it was a calm. Nobody's they're in a hurry, on the streets, but everybody's walking, everybody's, it's quieter compared to being here. And I could tell when I got back, I could be like, wow, it's a lot going on here. We flew back into Chicago, and it's like a lot going on. When we got there, it was just peace and calm. And shooting over there was amazing. Just all the buildings, the people. Got a couple pictures of the kids who would see me. I'm 6'3". They would come up looking at me, looking up like, this guy is tall. And it was a great experience going over there. I enjoyed it. It was. I'm not gonna say once in a lifetime, because I plan on going back at some point. But I enjoyed it. It was a great experience being over there in Japan and South Korea. I would love to go back soon.
I've had some friends who've also gone to Japan, Korea, and places like that, and they come back talking about all the wonders they've seen. And when they talk about the people show them a wonder.
Yes.
They are things of wonder to the Japanese people, and they're humbled by it.
Yes. Especially when you try to speak their language, and if you have something right, they're just like, oh. And sometimes people will ask us to help them speak English, and when we do, they're just amazed. They're thanking us, of course, in Japanese, and they're bowing. And it's amazing. Those people over there are just they're great people.
We're celebrating Halloween here with one of Jackson's finest photographers and journalists, Kenneth Cummings. We'll be right back with Rapid Fire on Our Jackson Home.
With a menu that changes every day, made from organic and locally grown ingredients, including vegetarian and gluten-free options, the Community Cafe provides nutritious and delicious food, regardless of your ability to pay. At the Community Cafe, you have the option of working an hour to pay for your meal. Visit the restaurant at 218 East Main Street in Jackson, or check out their website at COMEUNITY.com. To love, to feed, to dignify, the Community Cafe has a place for everyone at their table. Welcome back to Our Jackson Home, and now it's time for Luke and I's favorite part of every podcast, the rapid fire questions. Was that supposed to be a machine gun?
Oh, I'm so bad.
Anyway, okay. How rapid fire works, the guest can answer
cards. I think it was cards flip.
Oh, yeah. Well, the guest can ask questions, we can ask questions, vice versa, and it's just all over the board. I'll start off now. When you were growing up, what was your favorite sugary breakfast cereal?
Frosted Flakes. Still is. I'm 29 years old. Still love it.
Tony Tiger. Right. Yeah.
Man, he's quick with this. You're on your way to a shoot. What album's in?
I have on my Linkin Park Pandora station.
Whoa, yeah. Going hard.
Yes. I'm there.
Costume today. What are you wearing?
I'm wearing a Grim Reaper cape and one of those the full body suits where it's different colors. You see a lot of high school kids wearing it at the football games. Mine is all black, so I'm just blacked out today.
I like it, man. You look fearsome.
I try.
Favorite restaurant in Jackson?
Favorite restaurant in Jackson right now, I will say Red Robin. Yes, I said it. Shout out to the bartender who takes care of me when I go up there.
Yeah.
Love it up there.
A restaurant chain tweeted you recently saying they may be coming. Are you ready to out that it could be on its way?
I've outed it already. If you want to look at my Facebook, it's there, and I'm really, 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 really hoping they come to Jackson. I mean, it would be a good thing if they came to Jackson.
So I take it you're a fan of the Mexican food, right?
I'm a fan of food.
That's a good choice.
Here's the deal. I'll tell. I've been off of pork since 2001, so about 13 years. I don't eat mac and cheese. I've had a bad experience with it, so I stopped. I don't eat squash, and I don't eat cabbage. Anything else, I'm open. When I went to Japan, I had sushi, different types of sushi. It was like, Kenny, you won't know until you try it. So I tried it. I tried squid for the first time. It was interesting.
Now, if I put cabbage in mac and cheese, I'd have a bad experience too. But they were separate experiences.
They were separate, yeah. I just couldn't squash, cabbage, mac and cheese, pork. Everything else, let me try it.
Weirdest thing you've ever photographed?
Weirdest thing I've ever photographed. Oh my gosh. Got me on this one. Got me on this one. Weirdest. I honestly have no idea.
Do you ever find yourself critiquing the work of national news people? You watch the news and say, I could have got a better shot than that.
I do. I can talk about an experience I had. It was a funeral, firefighter funeral. Firefighter funerals are always, they're amazing. It's the whole deal. And my mom always tells me, if you don't ask, the answer is automatic no. I was trying to find a way to get the best shot. So I'm looking around. Some school buses came up. I got up to the school bus driver and I told him that quote. And he said, sure. So I got on top of the school bus to get a shot because they put the coffin on top of a fire truck. I saw the other news stations. There was TV, a lot of TV cameras out there. And they were all behind the line of the firefighters dressed up. I was the only one standing up top, shooting, getting a good shot. So,
because and I think that's what we've learned from you already is just not only a job to you, it's an art.
It's an art.
And and listeners, that's how you separate yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever you do, whatever you choose, those lucky ones out there that are doing what they love to do and ever complain about how bad it was you're doing what you love to do. Show some passion.
Oh, yeah.
Show some joy. If it ever becomes a job, it's gone.
Yeah.
You got to have the passion, and you've got the passion to make not only you could have just gotten a shot, but you got the best shot.
The best shot on top of a bus.
And he's in Jackson, y'all.
Yeah.
In light of that, if you had, what's the dream national or foreign shooting experience? Do you want to be in a war zone? Do you want to be in a what would you like to do?
Yes. Would you like to be shot at?
I'm gonna phrase it right. I want to photograph the president. I want to be whatever president. I want to be in the White House. I'm gonna say how I want to shoot the president, but as a photographer,
sure.
Of course, I want to be a photographer for the White House. I want to be in the White House
staff.
No matter, I don't have to know anything. I just want to be in there to capture moments of whatever president it is. Get shots of them, their family, whoever it could be. That's what that's cool. My ultimate goal to do.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Well, that concludes our rapid fire. Jim, you got anything to bring us home with?
Well, I just want to wish all of our listeners out there a happy Halloween and happy All Saints Day to everyone out there who celebrates All Saints Day. And
to that.
We'd like to thank you all for listening to another episode of Our Jackson Home. And tune in to next episode where we will be talking to Aaron and Alice Harden, who have just released a wonderful CD. And tune in for that one. You won't want to miss it on Our Jackson Home.
Kenneth, thanks for being with us today. You are a blessing
so
to our community. Thanks for sharing your art and work with us.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
And thanks for listening to Our Jackson Home.